Hello and welcome to Realexcel Epilepsy Portal. It is probably a little bit loud. I actually put the microphone closer to get today so you guys can hear me very well. And just let me know if the audio is fine, if it's working and everything is in order. My heavy machinery of PC is already going nuts. So that's why I wanted to make sure that I wanted to have the mic really close. Okay, so Sundays are all about you, and so I welcome you on today's live stream, and this is a time where we can chat, when we can talk about things that concern you, and possible solutions that you might want to go with. Obviously, anything that I say, you guys have to double check to make sure that whatever it is that you're interested in. Hi Laurie, how you doing? Nice to see you here. Thanks for being with us. Yeah, so nobody has had any suggestions for a topic of today's conversation. So I'm either gonna pick one, or you guys, if you wanna go and discuss some, excuse me, if you wanna discuss a specific topic, let me know. The things that I can talk about, because each platform has its own rules. Hi Sophie, nice seeing you. Thank you for being with us. So Sophie and Laurie, what guys do you think that we should, what topic we should go with today? The good to be here too. Good to see you too. Okay, I want to make sure that I can read this. There you go. A little bit there. Still trying to adjust things. Okay, this is good. Now, okay, so you guys think of a topic. We can just chat on whatever it is that concerns you at the time, which is pretty much what this is about, because it's just a hangout, so it's for us to be here to talk, to have a few laughs, and to enjoy the Sunday. Okay, the rent is still due. Christmas or not? Yes. Okay, so financial situation. It is definitely something that should not be avoided, because this is a very hard time for everybody, and for especially for people who have disabilities. It is super hard. Usually, they're already in a situation where they are having to rely on someone else or on government assistance, which in both ways it is still super hard. And Laurie says very different Christmas this year. Yes, thanks to COVID-19. I had my neighbor. We just started chatting a few days back. Evening, I was coming back from groceries, and I was actually holding my cart for like the whole hour that we were chatting. I wasn't trying to take off, but it's just like I was holding it ready to go, and we just started talking. And she was talking about her kids. She had how she's trying to deal with that, and how hard it is with her husband only working, so it is a very difficult time for everyone. And I have had a very hard time. I've always looked for ways of finding some type of income, a little bit on the side, and I had Like for some time I was working with Rover, which is a company that looks after pets. So I was looking after other people's usual. I usually dogs. I had only cats once, but it was some extra income, and especially around Christmas time, I was able to bring some extra money home, and I was able to buy gifts for family. And this year it's completely off because there has been no business, and people are scared to not just that they're scared, they're not traveling. So clearly nobody is doing anything, and right now I think it's probably closed because we are on a lockdown in our area. Okay, so Lori says some people are still paying for Christmas uh, 1960s or 1970s thanks to credit cards. Yes, and yes, I completely hear you. Okay, and well, this is one other big issue is when people, the credit cards are very happy to give people credit, and then people do use that credit because the money is available, and then it's the hardest thing in the world to pay it off. So yeah, it is, having a credit card is for someone, like they will increase your credit if you pay it off like on time and you pay it off completely. They will keep on increasing your credit because they want you to spend more money. They know you can pay for it, and they want you to spend more money, and then you get yourself in a pickle. And sometimes it gets to the point where people use the credit cards and they can't pay for it. So and I'm pretty sure this is at this time this is an issue for a lot of people. So yeah, I just wanted to show you something to help you laugh a little. Okay, so here is no, that's not it. Okay, where is, okay, where is Zena? Where are you, Zena? Okay, Zena. There's Zena and Virginia. And I want you to tell me, guys, if you see the resemblance. You see the resemblance? Virginia she loves to make faces. The little doggy in the back is actually one of our pets that we were looking after, friend of mine's. And here's Zena with her tongue out. Okay. Yeah. So this is how much fun it is to to help out others. Like with that was the way of making some extra bucks when you're looking after other people's pets. So I will cover some of the things that you guys can do that I have done or come across in the past. I do have a video on making on how to deal with being at home. Okay, and this video has been it came out on this channel. Just give me a second, Laurie, I'm gonna read your messages. So just it is on our channel, and it is about, I'm gonna have to get the exact title, but we were talking about how to deal with like disability and being at home. And this I gave tons of information on everything, on all kinds of resources that you can use while you have to be like stay at home, and pretty much you cannot be going outside too much. So Lori says some people are oh, okay, I already read that one. Go on G Packard's lawn care channel for helpful hints on saving money and commentaries on business. Very nice. Okay, so G. Packard's Lawn Care. All right. So, okay, so I'm going to put a link to the video that I was talking about, the tips on how to deal with being at home and disabilities, and things that you can do from home, okay, that you don't have to leave home. So, it was a little bit outdated because things have changed a lot. So now we already had Uber Eats, but we have other companies that are actually facilitating a lot of things that I was talking about. I will still put a link below because it talks about some jobs that you can actually do online as well. And I will just, brush over that topic. So, I can give you a few suggestions that, if you have the skills, then you can look for it, or you can just search on Google and trying to find stuff that you can do online so you can make some money from home. Okay, and then Lori says that 18.9 or 19.8% interest, which will morph into default APR of 25 or 30% interest. Yes. So when thanks, that's my Zena. Okay, so what happens is usually, yes, it is about 18-19%. Usually it's about 18-19%, so 19 or 20%. And then let's say you go over some credit cards, like if you go over, let's say 1 month, your limit, what's gonna happen is they can put your interest at 30%, okay? Or let's say you are late paying your credit card on time or something, they will put you at 30%. And that's when it gets really, really bad, because at 20% you're still already paying the money, that you wouldn't have been paying if you didn't use that credit card in the first place. But getting back to that 20% is gonna be hard. I had to deal with it in the past, and personally, my credit card. They told me they will watch my. I said, well, why is my interest at 30% when I signed up for at the time it was 18-19, as you're saying, and they said, oh, we're gonna watch you for the next 6 months. If your account is in good order, you're paying stuff on time, then we're gonna review it and we're gonna put it back to 19-20%. Yeah, so yes, that's what happened. But you pay for the mistakes, you pay for the little things that if you don't pay attention to, you're gonna end up it's gonna end up costing you. I just want to move this camera a little bit, guys. Oops, wrong way. I wanted to make sure that my face is in there. Okay, just a tiny bit. There you go. Okay. So, okay, I have another one to show you, and let's see. Okay, this is me. I was watching over. Oops, not that one. I was watching over. This is me in the hospital, actually, with looking after Virginia. She was at the EMU at the time. As EMU is Epilepsy Monitoring Unit. She was there for close to, I think it was 26 or 28 days. So close to a month. And yeah, so I did things to cheer her up, to make her laugh, to try to make things a little easier for her. Okay, and then I wanted to also show you Virginia on the beach. Virginia loves the beach. Oops, where is she? And so we we try to. There it is. Virginia putting her strong muscles to work. Okay, and so yeah, so there's some you know, a little bit of funny stuff to help to make you laugh. And okay, we're gonna go. And all right, guys. So where's Virginia? Okay, we're back to being back on the screen here. All right. So I still got to work. This is a program that I have started using. I am still working on using it, but as I use it, it will become a lot easier. So, what, the long time, 6 months? I mean, I've been paying for credit cards for years, so I mean, it's an ongoing thing, unfortunately, and you know, that's, you know, if I would tell anybody, you know, like my advice, I would say do not take credit cards. But credit cards right now are needed for everything because you're buying everything online. So just be careful. Use what you can pay for in a month, because when you pay it within a month, there's no interest on it. Okay, so yeah, you buy something and then the bill comes. If you pay the whole thing off at the time of the bill, when you by the due date, then you have no more like, you don't have to pay any interest on that. Rockin' the net. All right, yeah. So I wanted to then tell you some of the thoughts that I had when I was talking about, you know, financial hardship. Right now, Virginia actually went to do Uber Eats. Okay, so this is one way of being able to make some money, and I do not recommend it if you have uncontrollable seizures, guys. I do recommend it to someone who you know, who is not in a position to get hurt if they go outside, especially in the winter time. I'm in the northern hemisphere, so we have a very harsh winter here, with temperatures, you know, going to normal 20 below 0 Celsius, and that's very, very harsh conditions. So Uber Eats, now she's doing it right now against, of course, my advice, and I told her not to, but yeah, she's an adult. She's an adult, so I can't really say much, right? American Express is, yes, is cash in 30 days. So that one is even harder, you know. American Express, I don't know. I know that they do American Express now with a limit, which in the past you could have an American Express without limit. Wow. Can you believe it? Somebody goes and buys a Lamborghini. No limit. Okay, let's go. Let's go shopping. You have 30 days to pay for that Lamborghini, okay? If you haven't been able to make the money up to now to buy yourself a Lamborghini, it's not going to happen in 30 days, all right? So, yeah, the advice is to make sure that you practice restraint with the credit card. It's a responsibility. It's a huge financial responsibility. And the first responsibility in our lives is, first, it's the shelter. So it's our rent, our home, the taxes for the home, and the food on the table, you know, then the clothing. So there is a whole bunch of things that you know, are to be taken care of first, because we need to eat, we need to drink, and we need to have shelter. Okay, and there's a lot of people homeless right now, actually, in Toronto, which is super sad. I live in Toronto, and there's tons of homeless people right now on the street, and the shelters are not taking any more people, so they are trying to set up more shelters because they're restricted due to COVID. So you know, it's a very harsh situation, and people who live in those neighborhoods where people live homeless, you know, they are scared. They're saying, yo, you know, like, this is not a safe area anymore, blah blah blah. Where are these people gonna go? Like, they have no place to go. Okay. So anyhow, American Express has no preset spending limit. You pay the bill in full. So yes, so this was an old thing. I actually came across American Express that had a limit on it. Okay, I can't remember why I didn't go for it, but I think it had high interest, or I think it was either high interest, or I can't remember what it was. But I did not take the American Express at the time. And yeah, so by this time I'm not taking any more credit cards. No, thank you. I don't want anybody increasing my limit, and that's it. Already have a hard time doing what I'm doing. So food, clothing, and shelter. Yes. Um, Sophie, are you still with us? I can't see if you're still with us. Let me just have a sip of water. Okay, guys, keep hydrated. So keep water by your bed. Like, let's say if you're sleeping, like, I wake up with my mouth so dry, even though I have a humidifier going. It's horrible. But the important part is to keep your throat moist, to keep the bugs away. Okay, so keep water by your bed. Make sure that you always have plenty of water. If you're going somewhere, bring water with you to make sure that you always have something. Okay. Okay, so homeless shelters have policies forbidding alcohol, illicit street drugs, and okay, I'm not gonna say that out loud, because that's the thing that prevents the creators from monetizing the site. Okay, so there are certain things that we cannot really talk about. Okay, so those were the two things that you mentioned, the last two things that you mentioned, pretty much even the three things, and yeah, so even the and meds, of course, you're not supposed to talk about that as well. All right, so let's get to the part where I was talking about making some money at home. Now, Lori, if you have some suggestions about ways of making money from home, then or you guys, anyone who comes on the stream right now, you are very welcome to tell us, you know, how you did or how you can make money online. Now, there are some things that, like, my daughter used to do. She used to play games. She used to get paid for them, for playing games. So you play games, you get points, and then you can redeem those points. I think it was like monthly or whatnot, and then you get paid for that. So I mean, that's not much money in there to, you know, to pay for things, but you know, it's extra money if you get bonuses for working and stuff. So you know, that was kind of an incentive for her. Now, other things to do. I don't know if anyone has, if any of you have, let's say, talent, and you have an equipment to record at home. If you have a proper equipment, because I don't have a proper equipment, that's why you can still hear that heavy machinery fan going from my PC. But I do need like a protection for my like a little studio protection for my microphone, so it can isolate the sounds, and this way I'm gonna have like perfect pitch and perfect recording for the audio. Now, there's a thing called Voices. It's a voices.com. And so if you have that talent, if you have equipment, they do hire people who like, you know, who can do work for them, and you can actually make pretty good money there. So I recommend that for people who have that ability to do. Now other things are Fiverr. So Fiverr, I have also done things on Fiverr, and you know, you can do videos, you can offer many things on Fiverr. So offer your services, and this is good because you can do it online, you can do it from home. And you know, Fiverr is, unless you have a specific um, talent that's really on demand, you know, it may not be much money, but it may be something, you know, that's, you know, just a little bit extra, maybe something that leans you towards being creative, and you know, starting something new for yourself. So Fiverr is another thing that I would suggest that you guys can explore, and see if you can put some of your talents out to work. Painting, or doing any kind of digital work online. If you can do that, if you can record videos, or if you can, like I said, painting. So you know, you could you could say, I paint on demand. Okay, I don't know. You could put it on Fiverr. So you know, to, in that way you would paint a specific painting for someone on Fiverr. Like you know, I haven't developed that talent myself, but I think that's you know, that's something that a lot of people can do. So okay, Lori says um, that welfare policies say no man in the house, meaning no able-bodied adult males in the house with the welfare recipients. Okay, I'm not sure what does, okay, eBay. Okay, I guess you are referring to like, yeah, the welfare will give you money for the whole family. Now when they give money for the whole family, it's not much. So let's say there's a woman and a man at home, and they have children, and so the welfare gives whatever they have in their policy. That's how much they will pay, like for the monthly shelter and food. Now a big, huge help can be a food bank, which we have been using since well, since before the COVID, but you know, it was hard through the COVID as well. So food bank is a big thing. If you can find a good food bank that will provide for you, and I mean, there are huge shortages right now, so it's not anything close to what it used to be, but it is still a help, and it is still you know, something that adds to you know, whatever it is that you have to be hunting for, you know, to bring home food, right? Okay, so Laurie says eBay, Etsy, dressmaking, sewing clothes. Yes. So, Laurie, yes, a lot of women sew, and I did take some sewing. I was never, I was never inclined to it. I would sew the stuff that I had to kind of put together. That's it. Just for, like, you know, to fix something. But eBay, Etsy. So if you have stuff that you can sell at, you know, from home, then you can put yourself out on eBay and Etsy. Now Amazon has a lot of they have a lot of requirements. So I'm pretty sure eBay was always really busy to get into, and Etsy I'm pretty sure as well. So if you guys want to sell some stuff, then that's definitely a way to go. And dressmaking, so you can also sell your dresses there. and so close. Now there's a lady in my building that makes masks. Okay, no, she charges like $15 for a mask, which is a little bit high, but she puts like a wiring on it, and you have a choice of what you want it to look like. So I mean, if you're helping her out, she's making some money, and clearly, of course, for people who can of course afford the price as well. So she that's how she makes some extra bucks. Now show snow removal. Yes, so snow removal, landscaping. The lady I was talking to or about at the beginning, which I think I forgot, completely lost the thread of thought. The one I was talking about the pandemic, and how she's going through the difficult times, where she's super bored at home and she doesn't know what to do, and she cries a lot because she's just like depressed. But that's her life. She says, what can you do? You can't have Christmas with her dad because he is at the age like where he has conditions, so very vulnerable. And how difficult it is not to be able to have her first Christmas ever in her lifetime, not to be able to have it with her dad and at her home where she grew up. So it was super super sad. Anyways, we had a really nice chat, and on a very very personal level, and it was really nice. So she was happy. She went home and she was like a little bit change of mood at that time, so that helped her out. Okay, so snow removal, yes, and landscaping during the summertime. A house cleaning, yes, house cleaning, definitely, guys. Almost anyone can do house cleaning now. If you again remember that some of these jobs, or like you become your own kind of entrepreneur. Let's say you start landscaping or even house cleaning business. You can do house cleaning. Make sure that the epilepsy that you have is not gonna interfere with that house cleaning. So if you have tonic-clonic seizures, I would not recommend that. Okay, unless you're going, let's say, with a family member who's going to be with you all the time. I still don't I would not want my daughter to be handling chemicals. All right, so like anything that you can do that will work for you. Okay, so you need to, let's say, put down all these suggestions that Laurie gave us. You put all the suggestions that you've heard here and all the suggestions that you have down on a paper, and then you pick something and see what's going to work for you. Is this going to work for me? Is this going to prevent me from is this going to be too dangerous for me to do because of the epilepsy? So you guys have to choose, put it down on the paper, everything, and then you go with choose something that you think it's the best choice for you. Gift baskets, yes. So that's a big thing. Even they used to do gift wrapping at malls and stuff. So right now, like the Santa thing, like pictures, is off in Toronto. We are on a lockdown, so there's gonna be like no Santa pictures. I think so. My friend was talking about it the other day, and she was saying how you can take pictures with Santa. There's a plexiglass in between. She says she's not taking her kids to that. So yeah. Oh, hello, Magix Marine, Magix Marine. Yes, Magix Marine. Hello. Virginia is actually right now. So we were talking about different jobs that you can do in pandemic. Virginia's out doing Uber, which I'm not happy about because it's the temperatures dropped below 0, that's Celsius, yesterday, and they are I don't know how much it is right now, but it was at 0, and you know, when it drops down and someone has a tonic-clonic seizure, the temperature goes down very fast in a seizure. So it is actually dangerous to be outside by themselves. Uh, she would not let me convince her to stay home. So, like, she's an adult, so I couldn't say anything. But that's her choice, right? And she went with it. So yeah, she is okay. She is. She has had a few seizures, but she was really, really good for a year. Okay, after she was in the hospital, and she was at the EMU for the second time, she was actually given a different prescription, and that worked for her. So that's been working for her. Now the reason why she started having a few seizures is because she lowered the meds. Gotta be careful to use the word. And so she had a few, but now she's back on. You know, it seems that she's good now again. So I'm very happy for that. Has she had any tonic-clonic lately? So from what I know, the last tonic-clonic was a couple of months ago. So she didn't have one this month. She usually had them on regular like a clockwork at her cycle. So she didn't have one this time. I am super, super happy and glad it didn't happen. And so I'm still like, you know, I want to still keep a close watch, and you know, just to be close and to watch out for her, like, because for a year, you know, I got to the point where I could like relax more, and I would think, oh, you know, she hasn't been having any, so, you know, my body, and that, you know, that's being scared all the time, you know, if or when she was gonna have a seizure, that kind of went away. So it came back with her seizures, but yeah, so she's better again because she is back to the levels that she's actually good at, and we're hoping that everything is gonna continue, because it took over like 13 years to find the proper meds for her, that, you know, the ones that are gonna work. So thank you for asking. I really appreciate that. How are you? And you know, how are you doing? How is life treating you? How is COVID treating you? Guys, share your stories, okay? Now Lori says it is. Excuse me. Hydrate, okay? Okay, one thing I did, is this is a metal cup. So we use it for hot and cold drinks. I have removed everything that I had glass and porcelain glasses from drinking glasses, because that's the way I grew up with in Europe. They use glasses and porcelain. And so I had to remove everything and replace it with plastic and metal. Okay, this was for safety. Well, it is still for safety. So, and I actually love these. They're super huge. I bought these at Basker Fest. Where, well, I don't know if there's any more Basker Fest gonna be, but yeah. So, excuse me. Is your building a senior disability tower block, or is it a regular market rate housing? Mine is a regular housing, like building. So, what are your thoughts on someone with a seizure disorder living at home alone? Okay, so this is a part where, where I mean, people live home alone because, they have to, because that's their lifestyle. My thoughts on it are, if you can find someone who's gonna be living with you, that would be my best. That would be the best scenario, because there are moments where a person can get injured, okay, and the injuries and the falls are the worst, okay. So having that extra person at home, if it's in any way possible, if you can find a roommate, that I would suggest that. Now, I'm not sure what do you mean by what are the thoughts. I would suggest to have a roommate. Like I tell my daughter, after I'm gone, to for her to now build her friendship with people, okay. Even though in the COVID, I said, you know what, make sure you don't lose your friends, the ones that you already had. She had a whole bunch of friends that she made at the Epilepsy Toronto, and she maintains the contact with them. Only, they don't go out like they used to, right? Because first, we're on the lockdown, and second, like, they don't do the group meetings there anymore. So I say, have a friend come over sometimes. That that would be my other suggestions. If you cannot find someone to live with you, have someone frequently check on you. Have a few people that you can chat on. Let's say, even if you meet people through Facebook, you can still do face calls. Like, you can talk to people to see them. um, have family members. If you have family that's around, then have family members, to call you often, to check in on you, to make sure that you're okay. um, Now, there was one, my other daughter's friend. Now, he had a girlfriend, but he lived alone. So he had actually a lot of injuries, because he had tonic-clonic, and he had them as well. He had them, that he didn't have auras, so he didn't know when they were gonna happen. And he was always walking around with gashes on his head, and it's being alone, living alone with epilepsy. It's I think it's super hard. If you can tell me what you do, that would be a good thing for other people. What you do to help yourself in that department, like how do you deal with living alone? Because obviously, you have to cook, you have to prepare your food. Not everybody can afford, to have somebody to come and cook for them. Now, if you have a friend that comes over once in a while, just ask your friend to maybe come more often, or somebody obviously close to you in this pandemic times, because we are only allowed close circles. So if a family member is like really, really close to you, I mean, it's taking chances in the pandemic too. So it's really, really super hard right now to get that help. Um, so if the seizure disorder is well controlled, I mean, oh, okay. So if the seizure disorder is well controlled, then that's by all means. I'm pretty sure that that you're okay, and that you don't need that extra. But it's always good for someone to still check up, to have somebody who still you still talk on regular basis. So let's say if you have like a every Friday night or whatever, or 2 or 3 times a week, you call a family member, excuse me, no, excuse me, sorry for that. If you don't call them that day, let's say at specific hour, then they would, come and say, hey, are you okay? Like, is everything all right? Which is a good thing still, even if your seizures are controlled. To have someone there to talk to, to chat, to exchange a few words, and just to be human. Okay. uh, okay, gotta have that water, yes. And more often, and it's like, that's my weightlifting. Okay, so Sophie says, I did get your email and I will fill it out. Okay, so I will send that out to you on Mondays, Sophie, okay? And then we'll set up today, like I said, because my laptop crashed, so I didn't have the ready stuff. I have to prepare it, okay? Or look for it around to see if I can find another one, and just draw another one. I'll send it to you. Okay, and then so Laurie says, keep the social connections going. So yeah, so that's what I was getting at, is to keep your social connections, to check in and to talk to people on a regular basis. So let's say, if you're not somewhere on a regular basis, let's say, like I was saying, let's say every Friday at 5 o'clock you call a specific friend or a family member, and and one Friday you don't call, they're gonna say, hey, is everything okay? And that's a good thing. Okay, even if your seizures are controlled, that's a good thing, because you need someone to check up on you once in a while, even if you are healthy. Like with me, I'm living with my daughter, so, and we have dogs, two dogs. The one you saw was one of my doggies. The other one is actually Virginia's dog. So, um, but yeah. So if you don't have there someone constantly, who can assist you if you need help, because there are different situations that people can find themselves. In my lifetime, I think, two or three times I was so sick. I had pneumonias. I was so ill that I could not get out of bed. So one of them was actually the first one that it really hit me hard. It was called tonsillitis. So it's an inflammation of tonsils, and it got so bad I could not walk. And I had nobody to look after me. I actually had a baby, like brand new baby at home, and the only person that looked after me was a friend that I pretty much just freshly made, and but that wasn't something that developed into anything. But anyways, it is super hard, because I still had to give food to the baby, I still had to eat myself, and I'm telling you, I could not walk. So it is a super, super thing to have someone who can, in case of emergency, that you can actually get that help, alright? Building a network of friends, of people who are in your area, because yes, you can have virtual friends online, and that's fantastic, but who the friends who are hands-on friends, okay? So the ones in your area who can physically come and help you. Let's say you cannot order groceries. Let's say somebody's in a situation where they don't have a card to buy it with, or they don't have money to buy it with, so they can have a friend, bring some food from a food bank, because they have disabilities. So a lot of people are on that boat. So I mean, and there are a lot of people who will help. So now that's how quality people, because you get to know them, and they say, oh, this person You know, they come and help me. They bring groceries, you know, to my door, so which is super cool. Okay. So Lori says, I call a friend from work every day. Hmm. To tell her that I got home. Okay, yes, very nice. And how my paratransit ride went. Oh, that is super cool. So yeah, that is your friend. Okay, that is your network, because this is someone who will, you know, who, first of all, who's concerned, who's interested in your well-being. If she's there, you know, every day, to, you know, to hear you to say that you're okay and she cares. So Sophie says, hi to Laurie, super cool. So Laurie says, my friend helped me get into the paratransit program. I don't think I would be granted paratransit certification because people may believe I'm too high functioning to qualify. Okay, so paratransit program. So are you the driver? No, well, you have seizures. You're not the driver, right? We're talking about you just traveling in the program. I'm not sure. So if you can just elaborate on that, okay? So yes, uh, excuse me, a little bit of water. Yes. So Lori says, I never thought about that, but that's always a possibility. Okay. And then Lori says, I haven't gotten flu sick lately, but I won't hold my breath. So Lori says, I admit that I show only the positive side of my disabilities, and I feel like I glamorize my issues. And I do this to stop the stigma, so for 2021, I will show the reality. So, so that's the thing, Sophie. Like, we are scared, okay? We're scared. We're afraid that if we show this non-glamour side of us, that people will not accept us anymore, okay? Um, that's how you weed out the bad people out of your life. If they're not around when things are bad for you, they were around when things were good and when everything was peachy and you were giving stuff away and making parties and stuff like that. Because I had friends like that when I was younger. And so over the years, I weeded out all the people who were there just to stick around to drink and smoke, and you know, which I did when I was young. And you weed out the people who are gonna stick around and be there with you and for you in the hard times. Okay, so yeah, we tend to glamorize things like because of the media more than anything. You know, I think that the media now, because of the pandemic, people should become more like normal. Okay, the show to show what normal is, to show that we suffer, to show that, you know, we don't always have makeup on, to show that messy hair and, you know, like face without makeup. I used to work in a factory many years ago. I had a friend. No, he wasn't a friend. He was a coworker. If I did not put a makeup on, because I had you know, I had a baby at that time and everything, and I had to go like wake up to work at 4:30 in the morning. Okay, just to make sure that, you know, I feed the baby, take it to the babysitter, then make it for 7 to work. I had to drive and everything, so it was not fun. But if I did not put a makeup on, he would say, "What happened to your face?" Okay, so I put the makeup on just so I didn't have to hear that. Okay, and that, so the makeup is there to to kind of hide the imperfections, and the imperfections are always there. So as long as you have people who know that you have those imperfections, and they accept you the way you are, it's the nicest thing. It's the best feeling, because you know that person is there for you with the imperfections that you have, and with the conditions that you have, and with everything that's going on in your life. They're still your friends. Okay, so that's how you know those are your friends. um, Thanks, Lori. This is something that I have learned over the years too, and I have learned also that sometimes I have received more help from strangers than I did from people who were around, and that including family. Now, I was living well away from my mom. Like, I mean, I know she would do anything for me, but she was still living in Europe, and I was living in the Western Hemisphere, so we were super far away from each other. But other than my mom, I have still my dad here, which I don't have contact with, because he is not someone that I want to have in my life. And so you learn how to select people that you want around, people who are good to you and who are good for you. Okay, not necessarily someone who just lingers around, to come and eat your food and stuff. I did have a friend like that. And yeah, so okay, next. Lori says my therapist. Uh, Lori says she used to drive, um, but I choose not to drive. Okay, so yeah, I see that the law actually in the States is a little bit different from here in Canada. That they still allow people to drive. Now, here in Canada, you have to, if you were diagnosed with epilepsy, you cannot drive, and you have to be seizure free for a certain amount of years, okay, before you can start driving again. But yes, that's a very good policy, Lori. The person who has epilepsy, and if they're still taking the meds, and they still know that there's always that possibility, then they will be putting their lives at risk, and others as well. So that's very good. That's a very good choice. Now, Lori says my therapist helped me get into the Paratransit program, and thought it would be good for me to get a Paratransit certificate. Oh, certification. Okay, so that's something. What's is Paratransit? So is that for people with disabilities, and uh, like you have the certification? Are you you say you're not driving, so I guess you chose not to drive it. I did my AZ license years back, okay, to drive tractor trailer. Now, I knew there was good money in it. Well, once you work for a couple of years, then you can start really making good money. At the beginning, really not much. But I had to let that go, because my daughter's seizures have escalated to the point where I could not, like, I was scared to leave home. So obviously the license has expired. I never went back. I never will, because I need to be here for her. So something that I will not do because of the choice, and I know I'm making the right one, and I'm happy with it. I'm at peace with it. So people tend to glamorize anorexia and bulimia. Yes, they do. I don't know why, because those are very serious conditions, okay? And I think that people should pay attention to how their bodies develop. Like, I'm very heavyweight, I have actually started a program that's called, I call it GEM. So it's Global Exercise Network. And the program is to exercise every day for 1 hour. So it's a dancercise. Exercise, like aerobic exercise to the music. So I mix aerobics with dance, which I did in one of my past experiences when I lost a lot of weight. And this is my way of regaining my health. I am in extreme pain, like, I mean, sometimes beyond anything. But I know if I don't do this for myself, that I will not be around for a long time. So I have to do this, and I put it out in the media, okay, with all my 300 pounds and everything. Okay, I'm exercising, and I want to be doing this if possible, because of course the body has crashed on me a couple of times. I could not do the exercises, but every day for 1 hour. So here on YouTube, and on Twitch and on Facebook. So right now I've been doing this on Twitch, and I actually spent 5 hours yesterday of putting together music, play a playlist that I can do 1 hour of exercise to here on YouTube. So you guys, if you want to exercise and you're up to it, it will be a very super easy at the beginning, just general movements and very easy movements of the upper body, because this is what I'm starting with. This is what I can work with, and the whole idea is to move your lymphatic system so you can boost not just your energy level, not just to lose weight, but to cleanse your lymphatic system and to boost your immune system at the same time. And this is the Global Exercise Network, okay? Movement. Global Exercise Movement, okay? GEM. And everybody who comes to it is a gem. It's a true precious stone, okay? So I invite you to that. Check it out on social media, okay? So Lori says, Tracy Gold, starred in the movie For the Love of Nancy, a movie about anorexia. So yes, I have watched, like usually, my daughter is the one who showed me these. I did watch a couple when I was younger. Now the media actually shows more than what they used to show in the media. So people are actually able to see the inside of other people's lives, and what they go through, which is a very good thing, because you can have a better idea on what they're dealing with. Now Lori says, now I'm thinking about the song by Joan B's Songs to Aging Children Come. Okay, because of movie The Best Little Girl in the World. Okay, The Best Little Girl in the World. Okay, and a paratransit, also known as ADA Paratransit, is a program for persons with disabilities who are unable to use a fixed route bus, okay, train or light rail service because of their disabilities. So ADA Paratra. Okay, so yes, so that's what I was thinking. That's what it is. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. Hydrate. So yes, paratransit is. We have that service here as well. I think it's called a little different, but this is a great service. Also, we have not been able to use it. We had not have to go that way because I still have a car. I drive myself, so I'm able to take my daughter if she has to go somewhere. I'm able to do that. Now, mind you, the car's breaking down a lot, but you know, still, when we can get somewhere, I do rather do it with the car in the pandemic. So for anybody who can still deal, so I fix my car whenever I can, and then I drive the car because it is, I mean, it is a better choice if you know, if possible for someone. So ADA Paratransit is designed to be comparable to fixed route transportation service. Yes, so people with disabilities. We have what yeah, the one in our area is called just a tiny bit different, okay? But yes, I know what you're talking about. ADA Paratransit is designed to be comparable to fixed route transportation service. Okay, I read that already. And ADA stands for Americans with Disabilities Act. Thank you for that. I didn't know, so thank you very much. Oh, who's being bored? Excuse me, sorry. My little girl. Oh, this is my doggy. Yeah. You want to say hi to everybody? You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Where's my beautiful girl? Okay, I got it. When she moves stuff around, no. She turns things on and off. She gets too close to the to the keyboard and stuff. So I just want to make sure she doesn't this time. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So guys, I wanted to ask you if you know. First of all, if you use Amazon Prime movies, like to watch movies, and if you know of any comedy that just recently came out, because I'm gonna have a watch party at 3 o'clock. It's on Twitch, so it's a different platform. But if you want to watch a movie together, you are welcome to come on over and find me on Twitch at Realexcel for you. So Realexcel for you, and I have actually I have a link. I'll post a link as soon as I can underneath the video. So if you guys are on Sundays, I do this stream here, and then we go and watch the movie on Twitch over there. Okay, watch party. All right. So if you know of any like super funny comedy that you'd like to watch together, let me know. All right. I want to pick something funny. To cheer up, you know, to relax a little bit, you know, to be able to, you know, put your hair down and, you know, just chill out a little bit. Okay, ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act, is a United States federal law that requires businesses and governments to not discriminate against persons with disabilities. Super cool. Oh, hello, Adalis. Welcome to the stream. Hi, I just came across your video. What are your videos about? Odalis, our videos are about epilepsy, about seizures, about support with people who have epilepsy and disabilities. I am myself disabled, so you know, I always look out for that as well, and make sure that we cover the other people with disabilities as well. And I don't know Twitch. How do you get it? Okay, so twitch.com. You go on twitch.com and you type Realexcel for you. Let me see if I can find. Excuse me. Oh, I just like cleared my throat into the. Okay, yeah. So Realexcel for you. I'm gonna put this out to the camera. Just lowercase Realexcel, so like my Realexcel name, for you. Okay, so twitch.com, okay, and the Realexcel for you. And then we're gonna be watching a movie together. You guys have to. This is with Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, then you can just open it together to watch it. If you don't have it, there's gonna be a link over there. You can sign up and watch it for free. For a whole month, you're gonna have free stuff. Now, if you don't want to keep the Amazon Prime after the month, which you're gonna have like free movies, free music. I highly recommend it if you can afford it. And I mean a lot of other free stuff. Okay, free deliveries from Amazon. So yeah, I invite you there. Hopefully you can come and watch the movie. You have any suggestions what you want to watch? I'm choosing comedy because of the stress and a lot of emotional problems going on, so I want to watch comedy together and kind of inspire and show that comedy is a good stress relief, and just to have a few laughs together. So Lori says the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990 has amendments in 2008, the Americans with Disabilities Amendments Act of 2008. Excuse me. Sophie says to, okay, let me see. Sophie's answering Odalis's question. That Realexcel Epilepsy Portal was created with the intent with epilepsy and channel for anyone who has seizures. So we have actually a lot of videos of actual real life seizures, which I have recorded of my daughter having seizures. We provide support, emotional support for people with epilepsy and seizures. So not everybody is actually diagnosed with epilepsy. So people with disabilities, epilepsy and seizures. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Odalis, do you have any of these conditions? You're welcome to stay on the stream. We are covering different types of topics. From topics on pandemic and dealing with financial hardship, to how to kind of look around and find work in these difficult times. So yeah, you're welcome to stay even if you don't have a disability. So Adali says Realexcel Twitch, did I get it right? Twitch, yes, TWITCH. So twitch.com, I can show it to you again. So I didn't put a .com on this, but yeah, it will be Twitch with a T.com, okay? So yeah, hopefully, and if you have a suggestions, this is something you want to watch, let me know. I have not picked a movie yet. Last week we watched Mr. Bean. I like Mr. Bean, and I know there are new comedies out, so yeah, let me know what you want to watch. So Laurie says there are so many meds for epilepsy on the market today. There was okay, so this is one topic, guys, I cannot be repeating because it will actually prevent it will give me a hard time on the channel, so I will not name these meds, okay, but you can read it out. And yes, there are so many of them. Now my daughter Virginia has gone through a lot of them. She's been on the lantern for I blubbed it out, for a really long time, and some of them did not work for her. So discussing this topic is it's a kind of no-no. Like you can guide around with just talking about it or mention but not like as a main conversation topic. So this is something I'm gonna bring out actually when you guys want to discuss this topic. I am gonna have a website, and I'm hopeful to have it working in the New Year's. Maybe even sooner, maybe through Christmas. I don't know, whenever I have it ready. Where we gonna be able to discuss stuff like that. I don't know how I'm gonna set it up, because I know that there is like a limit of how much I can use on the website, how many megabytes and stuff like that. So I gotta look into it. But this will be where I'll be able to actually, let's say, blog about it, and get your feedback. All right, and then get you guys, say, I was on this, and share your stories over there as well. So yeah, Sophie says, oh, to Lori, okay, that she was on a certain, yeah. So I'm just gonna skip that. This conversation will be available after the stream, so you guys can read them out. Okay. So Sophie says she had memory loss, a severe hand tremor. One point, I stopped eating and I had no appetite. I was severely depressed and suicidal, and I was taken off. Yes, so apparently that is many of these meds have side effects. So it has to be definitely dealt with right away, because some of them are very, very bad. So immediately, guys, never wait. If you're at the point where things are not working for you, or you have something severe going on, don't wait. Let somebody know right away. Go to the hospital, make sure that you are checked, that that the doctor checks what's going on, and that you're taken off of something that's not working for you. All right, so the Americans with Disabilities Amendments Act expanded to include conditions that weren't covered under the ADA. So yeah, that's a good thing, because it here as well. I had to fight for my daughter to get her disability, and I had to go through not just the process of making the application. I had to actually do the appeal, and I did everything myself. For the appeal, I went to get help from a local. It was a community, like a lawyer, who helped me to do the application. Now, to do the appeal, she said that everything that I have prepared was like more than enough to get accepted. That because of the policies, a lot of these applications get rejected the first time, just to see if somebody gives up. Okay, so I think that's the point, because if I presented everything and all the evidence the first time, the second time it was pretty much just a letter from that community lawyer, and a couple more things, and then it got accepted because it got appealed. But I didn't present any new information that would have made a difference in the disability part. So yeah, you guys, if you have this condition and you are not working, okay, if you lost your job or anything, apply for it. It is a long process, but if you don't start it now, it's going to be a lot longer. All right, so start the process immediately to apply for your disability, and do your best. Seek help of there are community centers that will provide free lawyer advice. Okay, and that's what I got. I could not afford to pay for one, so I looked around and I found. Now that was pre-pandemic, so that was actually many years ago. And so I mean, for now, things will be different. Most of the communication will probably be online. So even though as long as you're getting help, and as long as doing your best to achieve your goal, which is to get the financial assistance, and you need it, then clearly you need to go after it. Okay. Now there are okay, I got it. Odalis, yeah. Fine. Okay, so super good, Odalis. Is there anything you want to watch? Let me know. Okay. We're choosing comedy though. I want to stick to comedy, something super funny, something that can make people laugh, and we can laugh together, and we can just have a relaxed Sunday, chillaxing Sunday time. Okay. Yeah. So apparently and unfortunately, the paperwork is a very long process for everything, for pretty much anything to do with the law. But I'm pretty sure that it's there to help also and to protect, from certain things. So it's there for a reason. Just go through the process. No matter how long or how hard, you just stick to it, and get your help. Okay. Are there Spanish people here? Just curious. Odales, yo hablo español. I speak Spanish fluently. I am actually half Cuban. And yes, so if you were on the stream and you want to continue talking in Spanish, or if you have something in Spanish you want to say, you are completely and utterly welcome to say it. Okay. All right. What stuff? Okay, I'm not sure what this question's about. So also, I would still have absences despite being on high amount. Yes. So no matter when the seizures are not controlled, many times, like for my daughter, for 13 years, nothing worked for her. We have switched through all different types of meds, and they did not work. So she still had her seizures. She still had seizures that we didn't know when they were going to happen, despite all the changes, despite a mixed cocktail of them. And until last year, she had, you guys remember, some of you anyways who were here, know that she broke bones in both of her legs. So on one, she broke a bone in her ankle, and she had a surgery for that. And then a month after, she broke toes on her other foot. And also this was like, she lost a whole summer, of being in bed. I felt so bad for her because she's young, and she wanted to be. And that time you could still walk around with pre-pandemic time, but so what happened was that when we were in the hospital, we were so fortunate to find a neurologist who really fought for her. She came to see Virginia so many times. Like even throughout the day, it was more than usually they just make like one visit, and who cares, I'll see you next day tomorrow for 5 seconds. Okay. Now this lady came back and she kept on asking questions, and she found her the proper I would say recipe, okay, just for Virginia. So thank you to this neurologist who fought for, I want to cry. Sorry guys, I just need that. Wow. Deep breath, okay? If you ever, get emotional. Okay, 3 deep breaths. Sorry guys, I broke down. This was because I fought for so many years. Whew. I hope I don't have to finish up. Okay, so I fought for so many years, to find something for Virginia. To oh, come on. I know more. Okay, more water. This is not so I can produce more tears. I gotta come up with a joke, okay, to make it to change my state. Okay, so here's the to change of the state that I have learned from Tony Robbins. Supposed to put shoulders back, straight up, which I can't be straight up because I'm on my bed, but then you put the biggest grin on your face. Yeah. See? I don't want to cry anymore. Okay. It works. Okay, one more. Yeah. That's funny, right? Is it scary? My dog is barking as I'm making noise. But yeah, so I'm sorry guys for that. I have fought for so many years to get Virginia. That was an instant change of state. So if you ever super sad or you want to change state, this is the way to do. Put shoulders up, straight up, and then just put the biggest grin on your face, and you stay there as long as possible, because you cannot feel bad in that position. All right. Uh, so when this lady found the proper recipe for Virginia, she finally stopped having the seizures. For a year, she had no seizures. I was in heaven. I'm telling you, I was still expecting. Sometimes, I was still looking after her. I was still, just making sure that I pay attention, and to have my dog Zena, which is the one that lets me know if Virginia has seizures, to have my dog Zena actually sleep with Virginia in her bedroom, which I'm kind of giving my doggy away. I like her being with me, but I'm doing it for very good reason, so I don't mind that at all. Okay, let's see what I have missed in the conversation. So okay, okay, so yeah, okay, so Odalis says, I am on disability and scared to get a job, afraid to lose my SAD. So so that's the thing. Okay, so I don't know wherever you are in your area. Okay, well, first of all, in the pandemic times, it's super difficult to get a job. Now, if you can get one, and it's something that is very promising, if it's something like from family or something that somebody in family provides, if it's just a job, excuse me. The point I was gonna get at was that even though you have disability, in our policies is we are still allowed to make a certain amount of money and keep certain amount of that money even though that we are on disability. So you need to check, you need to make sure, okay, that in your area that's what is also available, okay? So people with disabilities can still have, a way of making some extra monies and still stay on that disability, okay? So once you supersede, anyways, in Canada or in Ontario, once you supersede um, the amount that you receive, let's say you supersede it, and that is an ongoing thing, then then they look into finishing up with that. But really, I would strongly suggest that you look at the uh, the rules that they have, and I'm pretty sure that you are able to make a certain amount of money still, okay, by working and still being able to be on disability. Now, Sophie says, hello, some background for those new, and I am a person with multiple invisible disabilities. Sophie has absent seizures, and I am part of my college's student government and advocate for those with disabilities, both visible and invisible. So with the invisible disabilities, it is very difficult because before I actually started using the cane and a walker, sometimes I even had to, I ended up in a wheelchair if I couldn't walk. As before it became visible, so let's say I'm not using a cane or whatever, it does not matter how much pain I'm in. Nobody can, usually they can't see you if you're in pain. So a pain is something that's an invisible disability. I live with that. Okay, my daughter is the one who has seizures. But it has been super difficult because people don't know how much pain you're in, and sometimes I have to let others know. I'm in a lot of pain. I cannot be standing here for an hour. Is there a chair I can sit on? Is there, anything? Like, I have to, even though right now, like, I go out, excuse me, I still need to be able, I cannot be standing for long periods of time. So, because of my spine, because of the whatever, issues that I have. And so this invisible disability, the one that people can see, like absent seizures, it's difficult. People do not understand, because anyone who does not go through the same, or a family member who knows about it, will not understand what it means. All right. So I used a third company, which okay, yeah. So Odali says, I used a third company which took 25% of my back pay and got it in 3 months. Just mention. So yes. So each area in each country and each let's say province or state will have their own set up rules as to how much they're gonna discount. If you can make extra money, I highly recommend it. It is super difficult to survive, especially now in a pandemic when all the prices of everything went up. It is so hard. Like we've been depending on the food bank. Like, sometimes when they don't provide the things that they used to provide, I'm left without stuff. So, it is very hard. And if you can have a job, a part-time job or whatever job, something to make extra money, in a safe way, in a safe environment, of course, because we're in a pandemic, so we still have to watch out for safe environment and preservation of life. So that's the first thing you look at, okay? And the second thing is, will that, do I really need it? It's always your call, because you're the one who's making those choices. You need to know if you're going to be able to go through with it, okay? So I can speak both. Oh, you can speak both. Yeah. um Yeah, Odalis, yes, I know, once in a while. It's just that I don't want to do it in front of the camera. And yeah, it doesn't happen often, so it was very, very super unexpected. Um, and thank you. Yeah, I know you're here for me as well. So thank you. So Sophie says, yes, I remember that time when she was in and out of the ER. Yes, so the super difficult times. We were constantly in and out of the ER, like constantly. Like the calls were like twice a week, and this was because I chose not to make the other calls when she was, not when I didn't think, that she was in danger of concussion or whatnot. When I didn't think, she needed a scan or something. So it was very, very difficult times. It's okay not to be okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the support. Um, and yeah, thanks, Sophie. I did not know about taboo topics. Yes. So, no, there's no apology needed. The thing is that each platform has its rules. So, they're not allowed to talk about specific topics, like the ones that I omitted earlier on. Now, if you rewatch this, let's say this video, you will be able to tell at which point, I said, I'm not going to talk about it because, and also the conversation is going to be saved. So the chat is going to be saved. So as you're watching throughout the video, you'll be able to see what people in the chat said. So yeah, super cool. They're not really taboo. They are topics that are not talked about for the reasons of advertising. So I mean, that's how YouTube and Google makes money, and that's why it's made that way. Okay, this is the advertiser. It's not Google. It's not YouTube. It's the advertisers that put the restrictions on the platform, and people have to obey by obviously those rules. Okay, so Lori says, please tell me what are the taboo topics, because I want to be sure. So those were the three that I didn't read out, and which I will not mention, because if the moment I say the word, it's this video is gonna have trouble. All right. Excuse me. Oh, besides religion. Also, religion, people can talk about religion. It is not, I mean, unless somebody is a priest, and or they're having a sermon or something, which I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I've never done it. But so religion is not, something that is recommended to talk about, unless somebody is actually having a sermon and helping people to get through their difficult times and stuff like that. But so there are topics that are harsh topics, and anything that's like super harsh, it needs to be omitted. So if you guys talk about it, then I will tell you, yeah, that's what we're not supposed to talk about. But you gotta write it down, because I'm not gonna be reading it out, okay? Okay, so Odalis says, I am not sure under ticket to work, are there to find you a job and of disability. Uh, okay, I'm not sure. Under ticket to work, are there to find you a job and of disability. I'm not sure what you mean, Odalis. Can you elaborate? The money rules is not an issue. Okay. Okay. I didn't get that. Maybe it's just the way it's. I didn't understand the what it means. I'm not sure under ticket to work are there to find a job. Okay, I don't understand that. Sorry. Okay, so Sophie says the money rules is not an issue. Okay, all right. So Sophie says I understand the need to stop an emotion from taking over since my dad passed away. I'm going to use that word, and I do let myself cry at certain times, but then I detach and I am able to stop crying straight away. Excuse me. I'm going to have a drink of water. So yes, crying is a good release of emotion. So I've had this emotion of so much sadness and the things that I went through with Virginia, that the kind of it was all built up, and I actually never had a good cry about it. So crying is a good release of tension. Virginia does that often. Now, I do not recommend it to have, to practice it on a regular basis. It will teach the body to do it, okay, and it will become a habit. So also, yeah, crying as a release of, sometimes when you feel emotional, yes, it's good. Now, the applying of the putting a huge grin on your face when you let's say you don't want to feel sad anymore, because I know that Virginia sometimes she says, you know what, mommy, I want to feel sad. I just want us to. I said, do you want us to in it for a bit? She says yes. So then I come back periodically, check up on her, make sure that she's okay, and and try to cheer her up and stuff like that. But if you ever want to change the state, this is one of the ways. Okay, the quickest way is putting a huge grin on your face, shoulders back, and you put and you are instantly happy. Okay. So yes, very sad things, when things that happen in our lives that affect our lives, the sadness, the emotions, they tend to be there, and that's why in bringing things that are funny and happy into your life, to have that balance, because you need that balance. So I mean, before pandemic, people were able still to go out, to socialize and stuff like that. So they had more balanced emotional life. Right now, they're not allowed to go out a lot. They have to be staying home. They're not allowed to go to the clubs, to the restaurants, to go out with friends, to have fun, to go out and play in the backyard with a whole bunch of other kids or whatever. So the emotions, they get pent up, and they still need that release. One of the ways is exercising. So other than putting a grin on your face, exercise is a great way of letting the emotions, to help to balance the emotional life, and the emotional issues. Okay, and that's one of the reasons I have started. One of the reasons I have started the global exercise movement, to work out every day. This is not so I can torture my body to be in a lot more pain for that. This is to to get to better health, to get stronger, to lose weight, obviously, and to feel better, to be able to actually, help my daughter when she's having a seizure, because I got, with the years, I got so weak. Right now I have like no muscles. So this is one of the reasons I want to be stronger. You need to exercise to be stronger. You need to exercise to move your lymphatic system. If you have health issues, if you're not moving around throughout the day, you are not you're not gonna be healthy. You need to move your body. So even simple movements like the ones that I do in right now in my dancercise aerobic sessions for 1 hour with the music is ones that that are super simple, and they produce the blood flow, they produce the lymph flow. So I will be losing weight at the same time. I will be feeling better, which I am already, and this has only been a couple of weeks, and I already feel so much better. I am still in extreme pain because this is not gonna go away. Uh, I am thinking this is gonna be something ongoing for at least a couple of years. Hopefully my body is gonna recover from some issues that I'm going through, and help to rebuild the cells. I know it takes 7 years to rebuild bad cells. So with 2 years of exercise, I'm pretty sure, if my body and my condition permits, I am looking forward to having a better health and stronger immune system, stronger body, and being able to actually address the issues. When Virginia's having a seizure, I'll be able to help her, because at this point I can't even bend down if she's on the ground. I have to drop to the floor to be able to help her, and that's not good for my body. So yeah, that's a reason. This for people with disabilities. You guys are super welcome. If you can exercise, if you can, listen to music. Right now, I've been exercising to reggaeton on Twitch, and then I'm gonna be doing some exercises on YouTube as well. Right? You're very welcome. It's a good stress release. So watching funny stuff, watching comedy, and listening to relaxation music. Use all those things to help you with the emotional difficulties which we are all going through. um, okay, so I was looking for at the community guidelines to make sure. Yes, Lori, you can go to YouTube community guidelines, and they will tell you which topics you're not supposed to talk about. Okay. um, oh, I missed a couple, sorry. uh, so Adali says, you are right, epilepsy is a hidden disability, so most people think nothing wrong with us. Yes, and that is super sad. Like people will judge, and we say, oh, don't judge others. People judge all the time. Okay, people judge all the time, and they will judge other people. And, oh, why is this person gets this and I don't, or whatever. Don't judge others, because you don't know what they are going through, right? And okay, so Odalis was referring to getting my SAD. Oh, okay, in 3 months. And okay, I already read about the guidelines. So Sophie says, also, I do not know if anyone else with a disability had this, but I had to come to terms that I was disabled. I thought I was normal and everyone had the same thing as me, and I was okay, I'm not sure. Ostracized. Okay. I don't know what that means. My English is not my native language, so I'm not sure what that means. But I guess you were terrified. Maybe that's something similar to that. Now, I can talk about my disability. Um, so when I came to realize that this was not something that was gonna go away, okay? That the dealing with pain every day, and everything I do, I lift my arm, I'm in pain. I do everything, I'm in pain. So when I realized, this wasn't gonna go away, and this was actually in case, instead of getting better or just staying at the same stage, it's been getting worse, and that is one of the reasons, that is the main reason why I started the exercise movement, is because of that. So I know that I need to get out there. I need to bring my body out of the comfort zone. I am not recommending this for people with epilepsy. Now, if you can work out, and it's best if you are working out or you're doing any kind of exercise, that you have someone who's supervising you. Okay, so you're not just there by yourself. For because of the epilepsy. Now, I've brought Virginia many times to the gym because she wanted to be at the gym, and because she would take no for an answer. So, and then she had some seizures there. I had to tend to her very, very quickly. She was actually one time, a couple of times, she was on the treadmill. Excuse me. And I quickly called people out once I saw that she was starting to have a seizure, and they helped me to assist her, and at that time I was still strong enough to take care of her. So yeah, so starting an exercise program, okay guys, if you can, I invite you to do that, or any family member who is already on disability. And so I deviated from that. The point was that when I came to terms, I said, this is it. I can't deny anymore, that I am in this condition, and that I have to make changes in my life, um, that will go with my present condition. So I had to make a lot of changes, a lot of adjustments. I cannot work anymore. I cannot work. So this is pretty much creating videos and stuff like that, and creating mostly videos on the media is my work right now. So because it doesn't require a lot of physical output, and doesn't require me to be physically upright, excuse me, and because of my spine problem, that's why I can't do it. So I had to come to terms with that, and it was for me, it was groundbreaking. It was so hard, to come to terms with that. And I just said, okay, well, this is it. But you got to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. The things that you can do physically, and things that you cannot. And you got to be honest, because if you're pushing, like I know Virginia pushed herself to do stuff when she knew there were odd times when she would have an aura, and she would just ignore it. She would still have the seizure. So, if you know, something, and you gotta look after yourself, first of all, because you're the one who knows your condition. You're the one who knows, when your body is calling and letting you know that things are not okay. You gotta look after yourself, okay? So Adali says, a ticket to work is set up to find you a job, and then you get you off disability. Oh, okay. That's my fear, not the AMT of amount of money. Uh, I know the limits. I don't explain it. Okay, so yeah, I didn't understand that. So thank you for that. So it's a program to get you a job and then get you off the disability. I mean, which is it's up to you. You have to know what your condition is. If your condition is that you have frequent seizures and you know that you could lose a job because of the seizures, and yeah, they will tell you differently that they're not allowed to fire you. But if things go bad, and when things go bad at work, because Virginia started a job. She was younger. She actually was working with my other daughter at the restaurant. They were both working there. I didn't like the idea because she still had seizures. I know my other daughter was there looking after her, but I didn't like it. They had a very bad manager who was she was really bad to everybody, and she was especially harsh on my daughter, on Virginia. So she had a lot of seizures, and it is not that the owner didn't fire her, but I said, Virginia, you should not be there. It is dangerous. It is dangerous for you to be in that environment, working in a restaurant, okay, with your seizures when you still don't know when the seizures are coming on. So, I was the one who talked to the owner. I said, thank you for for this opportunity, and but it will be the best if she doesn't, if she doesn't work anymore. So I kind of took that out of the equation for her. But people do lose jobs because they have epilepsy. Because up to a certain point, the management or the owner of the company, they will kind of say, okay, yeah, we know you have this. We already knew when we hired you, but at certain point, things can get if it interferes with the business. That's when things are gonna get difficult for you. So you gotta understand is what your condition is, how often are your seizures, who's gonna hire you, how flexible are they gonna be when it comes to your seizures. What's gonna happen when you can't show up for work, let's say 5 consecutive times, because that may happen. Okay, so take everything into consideration, and then you got to weigh you got to weigh the balance between do I really need this job? Okay, how much more money am I gonna make? You say, well, the money is not an issue, but the money is always an issue because you gotta pay your rent, you gotta pay your food. Everything is more expensive now. So, I mean, on just the disability payments, we are struggling super hard. Like both of us are on disability, and we are struggling, like very, very badly struggling. So the extra money that we were making last year, that's already not there because of the pandemic. So the little jobs that I had on the side and Virginia had on the side, they're not there anymore. Okay, so that income is not coming anymore. So we're looking for more income. And if you guys have any more suggestions that you can, like say online income or anything like that, you're always welcome to make those suggestions. All right, so next, okay, so Odalis says, does anyone have had an experience? Does anyone have had an experience before? So I guess you're asking about the experience with the ticket to work. I have not. Yeah. Okay, so I experienced depression hard. And I see a therapist, a virtual therapist. Okay, so yes, so that's very good. That is very, very good. That's a first step, and you already through a second step. And I'm glad that you. How did you find this virtual therapist? I'm sure a lot of people will be interested if you can share that information. Remember, guys, that everything that this chat is saved for the video later. So everything that you write here, it's actually going to be visible to the public. Okay, anybody watching the replay, they will see the chat. Okay, just so we're clear on that. And a lot of people, even people who don't have epilepsy and conditions, they are going through super hard times right now when it comes to emotions and all types of emotions. And so a virtual therapist is a great thing. Let us know, guys, if you know of how to get one. And is it expensive? Like, uh, do you get, like, the government to help you cover the costs, or are you lucky enough to get one without having to pay for it? So let us know. Okay, thank you. So glad I ran into this group. uh, we're glad to have you, Odalis. And Sophie says, Odalis, I have struggled to get SSL SSD according to SS, and I am not to them. Do you not disabled? Yes. So that was a whole issue here. Like when I was applying for Virginia's disability, because of at that time, um, epilepsy was still not considered. um, they were like, yes, maybe no. You had to prove that disability was, or the seizures were so severe that she was not able to function properly throughout the day. Excuse me. So yes, the this is unfortunately an issue, okay, for a lot of people who are applying for this and who are trying to get help, especially financial assistance. If you have somebody helping you, like a family member, they may not always be around. So guys, always cover your self, and make sure that if you're not receiving money from a disability and you are eligible, that you apply. Okay, if you're eligible, go for it. All right, if you're not working, it is super important that you do that for yourself. So Dallas says, do you go out somewhere to do jazzercise? Okay, so the jazzercise. Now I am unable, still at this point of my health, I am unable to do jazzercise, but I do the dancercise, which is something like jazzercise, because jazzercise, all it is, it's moving your body to it's something that's intertwined with exercise, and they could call it a jazz, or they could call it aerobic. So I call it dancercise or aerobic size. Dance aerobics. Okay, I think that would be the best name for it. But yes, so I did aerobic. I did a lot of aerobics classes. I went through a lot of different aerobic programs, from Pilates to jazzercise, and what's it called? Not Rumba. What do they call those classes? They sound like Rumba. I forgot. It's like some tropical name. That you go and you know, like work out to like a high, very nice upbeat music, and you work out. So this is what I'm doing right now, okay? Except because of my condition, I'm only working on upper body. So as I lose weight and as I get more motion, which I already do even after 2 weeks, I already have more motion in my shoulders, so I'm able to actually do just a little bit more than I did when I first started out, okay? And yes, so jazzercise, our gyms I think are closed at this time. I got a note from our gym that they had restrictions, and so I don't bother. I'm too scared to go to a gym. So I have not been to a gym since for a super long time, okay? And so that's why I started to do it online, and this is how I share it with you guys, how I get people inspired to move. Okay, all you have to do is to be there, to move to the music. Okay, you don't have to make movements I do. You can invent your own ones, as long as you're moving your body, your lymphatic system, your limbs. Okay, then we are in business. All right, because you are getting healthier and you are getting better. Again, if you have epilepsy, make sure someone is there with you. All right. How do you respond to um, an person? I'm not sure. Okay, so Sophie says ostracize. Okay, definition: to exclude by general consent from society, friendship, okay, conversation, privileges, etc. Excuse me. So, yes, where we're talking about the stigma and stuff, it is, unfortunately, this is also a big issue for people with epilepsy, and even with disabilities. I am super late for our. I'm super late for our movie thing on Twitch. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up in a few more minutes, okay? And if you guys want to follow me from here, because my voice is really getting it's getting harsh. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna meet you guys on Tuesday, okay? Let me know if you can be for the stream throughout the day, because I do rather have it throughout the day. If not, we're gonna do it early evening, because then in the evening I do the dancercise. So 7 o'clock I want to have a reserve for dancercise, and then we can do either 5 o'clock, which is like a New York time, Toronto time. So either 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or 5 o'clock, if that works for you. For a Tuesday, let me know, okay? Now, so yeah, Sophie said about that. What happens is when people find out you have a disability, especially epilepsy, there are still a lot of people who have all kinds of ideas of what epilepsy is, which are not the right ideas, and so they the reactions can be so different, and so bad that Sophie has shared in the past that she had gone through a lot of difficulties at school, because of what the peers didn't understand, even the teachers didn't understand what she was going through, and unfortunately there is not enough education. There's not, I'm going to repeat this, there's not enough education still about what seizures are, what epilepsy is in the world, and this is one of the reasons why Virginia actually, wanted to start this. She wanted to share this with other people because she said that it will help other people to understand their seizures better. It will help others to learn about seizures, especially people who don't have them, okay, to understand what seizures are, and people who do have them and they don't know that they're having seizures as well, because we had a lot of people come in, they had no clue that they were having seizures, okay. So the myoclonic seizures are also misunderstood, and a lot of people think, oh, just a blank stare, you know, they're not sure if it's a seizure or not, and so that's why you need to go to the doctor. You need to be diagnosed. Sometimes people are misdiagnosed, so there's like a lot, but more than anything, people are misunderstood. People are treated uh, less, okay, than what they deserve, because they actually, if you have this condition, when you have this condition, you should be treated with compassion, with understanding, and that can only come from a person who has those traits, okay. So if people don't have those traits, and many people don't, and they don't have compassion, and they don't want to understand other people, they don't want to be nice, you weed out the bad guys, okay, this is a person who I don't want to be dealing with, and unfortunately at school you have to be dealing with whoever is there. And so that's why, things, when Virginia was still going to school, things were very, very different for her, and she was going through a lot of emotional problems, and it was because of the school, because of, other people, and peers especially. So yeah. So Sophie says, Odalis, we are happy to have you. Yes, we are, Odalis. And in terms of the pandemic, many mental health advocates say that this pandemic is a trauma. It is. Okay, it is a huge trauma. Now, the reason why I say, and I agreed so fast, is because I see it in my neighbor who has no health issues, okay? She has no health issues. She has she had a regular job, but she has a couple of kids and a husband, and, and the pandemic, even though, and it hit her hard emotionally. Like, she's getting worse and worse emotionally, and she's breaking down more often, and it is very important that you guys keep a schedule. Like, if you're not working anymore, if you're not doing certain things, if you're not going to school, that you're not doing certain things that you used to do, you need to have a schedule that you design for yourself, something that works for you, and something to keep you busy, okay, at least once a day, something to make you happy. Then that will make a whole lot of difference, okay. So design a new schedule for yourself if your life has changed in a way that it is not what it used to be. You need to design your own new schedule, okay. And if you design it's not really working for you, just make a change to something that will work for you, and until it does, and then that's pretty much what life is, okay. Sophie says, definition of trauma is often the result. Trauma is often the result of an overwhelming amount of stress that exceeds one's ability to cope or integrate the emotions involved with that experience. So now, usually people think of trauma, they think of physical trauma. So because somebody had, like, when I had my car accident, okay, so I went through physical trauma, and other accidents that followed, those were all traumas, but they were physical. And usually what follows after is an emotional trauma, okay, because of the impact. So emotional trauma is just as bad It can linger for longer. You guys, if it happened to you, you really need to seek a way out. And so Odali still didn't. Okay, so virtual, so in that case, guys, if you don't have support from your let's say family or friends, with to help you with, usually they're not equipped to help with trauma, and emotional, to deal with emotional stress. Finding someone online, especially you can look into communities and stuff. So looking for someone and finding someone online who can help you, to have a virtual therapist, okay, that is an excellent idea. So I'm gonna finish up for today, and we're gonna meet on Tuesday. Of course, I'm gonna post this a little bit before the video, like maybe Monday evening. I will set up time. It will probably be more than likely maybe 5 o'clock or something like that. Okay, so I had enough time to to already deal with the dogs and have dinner and whatnot. All right, so I'm gonna finish this up, because right now I'm gonna go to Twitch and we're gonna watch a comedy. Okay, all right, guys. Thank you for being with me. It is wonderful, wonderful to be able to interact with you and to spend time with you, and come on, like, subscribe, and share. Obviously, I have posted some links to some of the things that you may want to get because of the pandemic, and some things that may help you with some other stuff. So if you have any questions, again, post it below the video if you're watching a replay. Okay, lots of love to all of you. See you next time. Mwah. Ciao.